Acknowledgement. This video is produced and published on behalf of Sociocracy.Academy at the registered domain Sociocracy.Academy. Now let's continue. Enjoy your listening experience with the Sociocracy in Action video series by Adrian Zarif, founder of Sociocracy.Academy at Sociocracy.Academy. Let's make Sociocracy work for you. The following recording presents how to unlock the power of Sociocracy for fostering effective collaboration and empowering teams. 1. Using Sociocracy to rethink how we decide. Sociocracy as a response to outdated decision-making. As the world becomes more complex and interdependent, the need for more inclusive decision-making systems has become urgent. Traditional governance models, built on hierarchy and centralized control, often fail to respond quickly or fairly to modern challenges. Sociocracy addresses this gap by offering a collaborative alternative where every voice matters. It replaces detachment and slow bureaucracy with connection, agility, and shared responsibility, making Sociocracy not just a choice, but a necessity in today's rapidly changing world. Sociocracy and the shift beyond command and control structures. Conventional leadership models rely on a top-down approach, where power is concentrated and participation is limited. This outdated system blocks diverse input and contributes to disengagement, inequality, and resistance to innovation. Sociocracy breaks this cycle by distributing authority through consent-based decision-making and feedback loops. Instead of following rigid commands, groups using Sociocracy adapt organically, guided by transparency and inclusion. This shift enables richer dialogue and empowers people to act from shared purpose rather than imposed rules. Sociocracy as a framework for shared leadership. At the core of Sociocracy is a redefinition of leadership, one rooted in facilitation rather than control. Sociocracy doesn't eliminate leaders, it transforms them into enablers of group wisdom. By organizing people in circles, assigning clear roles, and using structured feedback, Sociocracy encourages mutual trust and accountability. Leadership becomes fluid, and decisions are made collaboratively using the consent principle. This creates an environment where everyone contributes, learns, and leads together, making Sociocracy a living system of continuous improvement. Sociocracy as a movement for equitable collaboration. Sociocracy is more than a governance method. It is a cultural transformation that prioritizes fairness, transparency, and trust. The growing interest in Sociocracy reflects a broader societal desire for systems that honor human dignity while staying practical and results-oriented. From cooperatives and community groups to companies and classrooms, Sociocracy equips people to work together effectively. By applying Sociocracy principles, individuals and organizations are creating new norms of collaboration based on equity, responsiveness, and a shared commitment to purpose. 2. What is Sociocracy? A smarter democracy. Sociocracy as a practical alternative to traditional governance. Sociocracy is an innovative approach to governance that promotes participation, transparency, and equality. Unlike systems that rely on top-down leadership or majority rule, Sociocracy distributes power more evenly across teams. This allows each person involved to contribute meaningfully to decisions. By using Sociocracy, organizations and communities can create an environment where collaboration flourishes and decisions reflect collective intelligence rather than dominant voices. Sociocracy and consent-based decision-making. At the heart of Sociocracy is the principle of consent. Consent means that a decision can move forward as long as no one has a reasoned objection, not that everyone must agree. This distinction empowers teams to advance ideas while staying inclusive. Sociocracy makes space for concerns to be heard and integrated, reducing resistance and increasing group cohesion. It offers a balanced way to honor diverse viewpoints while avoiding the gridlock often caused by consensus or the division caused by voting. Sociocracy and the power of circles. Sociocracy uses a structure of self-organized circles, teams with defined domains and decision-making authority. Each circle governs its own work and is connected to others through representatives who share information and coordinate activities. This decentralized model enables real-time responsiveness and effective alignment across different parts of the system. In sociocracy, decisions happen where the knowledge lives, making processes more adaptive, transparent, and grounded in the team's purpose. Sociocracy as a model for adaptive and resilient systems. One of sociocracy's strengths is its built-in process for continuous feedback. Each role, policy, or project is reviewed regularly and adjustments are made based on real-world experience. These feedback loops allow for quick adaptation without losing sight of shared aims. Whether applied in a business, cooperative, school, or grassroots initiative, sociocracy provides a structured yet flexible path to collective decision-making, grounded in values, strengthened by practice, and powered by learning. 3. The origins of sociocracy. Sociocracy and its philosophical foundations. Sociocracy began as a vision of rational and inclusive governance. French philosopher Auguste Comte coined the term in the 19th century, imagining a system guided by collective intelligence, science, and reason. Although Comte never implemented a working model, his ideas shaped a new way of thinking about decision-making, one that valued cooperation over hierarchy. These ideals formed the foundation for what would eventually become sociocracy as a structured and participatory governance system. Sociocracy in education. The influence of Kees Boek. In the 20th century, Dutch educator Kees Boek brought sociocracy to life through practical application. At his children's community school in the Netherlands, Boek implemented sociocratic principles rooted in Quaker values such as equality, dialogue, and nonviolence. His work with children showed how sociocracy could empower individuals from an early age to take shared responsibility and make decisions collectively. Boek's efforts helped transition sociocracy from theory into practice. Sociocracy enters business. Gerard Endenburg's innovation. Sociocracy evolved further through Gerard Endenburg, a Dutch engineer and student of Boek. In the 1970s, Endenburg applied sociocracy in his family business, leading to the development of the Sociocratic Circle Organization Method, SCM. Drawing from cybernetics and systems theory, he created a framework for decentralized control, consent-based decision-making, and continuous feedback. This version of sociocracy made it viable for organizations to operate with both efficiency and human-centered values. Sociocracy as a global movement of participatory governance. Today, sociocracy is recognized worldwide as a credible alternative to hierarchical governance. From businesses and schools to cooperatives and NGOs, organizations across continents now use sociocracy to build transparency, accountability, and inclusion into their structures. Inspired by Endenburg's pioneering model, the sociocracy movement has influenced newer systems like holacracy while continuing to grow as a global method for collaborative and sustainable decision-making. 4. Consent-based decision-making in sociocracy. Sociocracy and the power of consent over consensus. A core tenet of sociocracy is its distinct form of decision-making, consent. Unlike consensus, which requires unanimous agreement, sociocracy moves forward when no participant has a reasoned objection. This approach balances inclusivity with efficiency, enabling teams to act without unnecessary delays. In sociocracy, consent empowers groups to proceed with proposals that are good enough for now and safe enough to try, avoiding both gridlock and authoritarianism. Objections as opportunities, enhancing decisions in sociocracy. In sociocracy, objections are not roadblocks, they are insights. When someone voices a concern, it is seen as a chance to refine a proposal. This ensures decisions are more robust and aligned with the group's shared aim. By treating objections as contributions, sociocracy fosters a culture of constructive dialogue, where learning and improvement are integral to every decision-making cycle. The agility of consent-based decision-making in sociocracy. Consent allows organizations practicing sociocracy to stay agile and adaptable. Rather than postponing action until full agreement is reached, teams can implement workable solutions and evolve them over time. This is especially beneficial in fast-changing or complex environments where waiting for perfect solutions is impractical. Sociocracy helps teams balance experimentation with safety and learning. Trust and engagement through consent in sociocracy. Sociocracy builds trust by giving every member a meaningful voice in decisions. When people know their perspectives matter, they're more likely to participate, engage, and contribute. The consent process reinforces psychological safety, making it easier for teams to navigate uncertainty, tackle disagreements, and maintain cohesion even during challenging discussions. Equity and shared responsibility in sociocracy. By enabling everyone in a circle to object, sociocracy naturally redistributes power and promotes equity. This participatory method removes the dominance of a few and fosters collective ownership of both decisions and outcomes. It increases transparency and strengthens accountability, leading to healthier and more resilient organizational cultures. The human-centered governance of consent in sociocracy. Sociocracy's consent-based approach reflects a human-centered ethos. Decisions are made with people, not for them. Rather than suppressing dissent, sociocracy welcomes it as a tool for co-creation. It supports inclusive action by encouraging reflection, shared purpose, and mutual respect, values essential for any organization striving for long-term sustainability and integrity. 5. Double linking in sociocracy, a two-way street. Sociocracy and the power of double linking for two-way communication. In sociocracy, the flow of communication is designed to be multidirectional, not just top-down or bottom-up. This is made possible through a structural mechanism called double linking. By assigning two representatives between connected circles, sociocracy ensures both grassroots insights and broader organizational direction are represented. This creates a living feedback loop, crucial for navigating complexity with clarity and coherence. Strengthening sociocracy through mutual representation. Double linking embodies the principle of shared governance. One link is chosen by the circle to represent its voice, while the other is selected by the parent circle to ensure strategic continuity. This dual representation provides a bridge between local realities and organizational aims. It makes sociocracy more robust by balancing internal autonomy with external alignment. Each level both listens and is heard. Avoiding bottlenecks. Communication integrity in sociocracy. One of the practical strengths of sociocracy's double linking is the reduction of communication bottlenecks. Two people passing information across circles allows for built-in checks and greater accuracy. If one misses a nuance, the other might catch it. This redundancy isn't wasteful. It enhances understanding and prevents misrepresentation. It's sociocracy's way of honoring complexity while maintaining simplicity. Building organizational trust with double linking in sociocracy. Double linking also supports transparency. Members know that their concerns will be voiced at higher levels by someone who works with them directly. Decisions are no longer remote or abstract, they're connected to everyday realities. This visibility reinforces trust in the governance process, one of sociocracy's core values, and builds a sense of shared commitment to collective aims. Aligning strategy and practice with double linking in sociocracy. Double linking helps organizations practicing sociocracy strike a balance between long-term strategy and frontline execution. Strategic direction is not imposed from above, but shaped in dialogue with operational circles. This ongoing coordination allows decisions to evolve through feedback, ensuring they remain relevant, responsive, and aligned with the group's shared purpose. Distributed authority through double linking in sociocracy. Ultimately, double linking in sociocracy reflects a deeper commitment to shared authority and mutual respect. It dissolves rigid hierarchies in favor of dynamic connections. By ensuring that decision-making flows in both directions, sociocracy creates a governance structure where people at all levels are genuinely involved. It's a scalable model for organizations seeking both empowerment and effectiveness. 6. The The role of facilitators in sociocracy: guiding collaboration, upholding shared values, supporting collaborative culture in sociocracy through facilitation. In sociocracy, facilitators play a vital role, not as decision-makers, but as process stewards. Their core responsibility is to guide group interactions in a way that supports clarity, inclusion, and purpose-driven collaboration. Rather than focusing on content or personal opinions, facilitators in sociocracy ensure that every voice can be heard and that the group navigates its agenda respectfully and efficiently. Managing group dynamics: the art of facilitation in sociocracy. Facilitators help sociocratic groups maintain flow without losing participation. They manage time, uphold the agreed structure, and adjust the process to ensure equity and participation. Whether it's inviting quieter members to speak or gently redirecting a conversation, facilitators in sociocracy aim to balance active contribution with reflective listening. This balance enables deeper engagement and better decision-making outcomes. The role of facilitators in the consent process in sociocracy. Consent-based decision-making is at the heart of sociocracy, and facilitators are key to navigating it smoothly. They guide teams through proposal development, feedback rounds, and the resolution of objections. When a concern arises, the facilitator helps the group unpack it respectfully, keeping the focus on shared goals. In sociocracy, the facilitator doesn't drive decisions. They enable the group to arrive at sound ones together. Sharing facilitation, leadership development in sociocracy. A distinctive feature of sociocracy is that facilitation is a rotating and teachable role. Rather than centralizing power, the role of facilitator is distributed across members to promote shared responsibility. This practice nurtures leadership skills throughout the group, increases resilience, and strengthens internal capacity. Sociocracy encourages everyone to learn facilitation as a form of collective empowerment. Upholding values, facilitators as process stewards in sociocracy. Beyond managing meetings, facilitators serve as protectors of sociocratic values such as equivalence, transparency, and effectiveness. Their presence ensures that the group adheres to process agreements and maintains a respectful atmosphere. In sociocracy, facilitators foster not just progress, but also integrity. They help transform routine meetings into spaces of authentic collaboration and shared purpose. 7. Feedback loops and continuous learning in sociocracy. Embracing sociocracy as a framework for continuous improvement. In sociocracy, decisions are not treated as rigid commands. They are seen as evolving agreements. Feedback is intentionally embedded in the system to ensure ongoing learning and adaptation. This approach enables groups to evaluate what's working and what needs to change, fostering a mindset of growth and collective intelligence rather than stagnation. Structured feedback cycles in sociocracy support organizational reflection. Unlike informal suggestion boxes or ad hoc reviews, sociocracy builds structured feedback loops directly into its governance processes. Evaluations of roles, meetings, and policies occur regularly and are part of the system's rhythm. These structured reviews allow members to reflect on their experience, assess outcomes, and make refinements based on collective insights and data. Continuous learning in sociocracy fosters agility and adaptation. Sociocracy operates like a living system, continuously evolving in response to feedback. Instead of relying on top-down reforms or reactive decision-making, sociocratic groups adapt through small, steady shifts. The presence of real-time feedback ensures that organizations stay responsive and aligned, even amid change or uncertainty. Feedback culture in sociocracy encourages honest dialogue. Sociocracy promotes a culture where feedback is normalized and welcomed. Members are encouraged to express concerns, ideas, and reflections in a constructive space. These practices strengthen psychological safety, reduce fear of conflict, and allow organizations to improve not only what they do, but how they relate and work together. Feedback loops build trust and resilience in sociocracy. Through regular feedback, People see their voices influencing the system. This reinforces trust, deepens engagement, and builds organizational resilience. When individuals feel their input matters and contributes to ongoing development, they're more committed to the group's success. Sociocracy thus becomes a structure for both action and learning. 8. Selection by consent in sociocracy. Intentional role selection in sociocracy builds collective clarity. Sociocracy approaches role assignment with transparency and intention. Instead of hierarchical appointments, sociocratic groups practice selection by consent, a process grounded in open dialogue and mutual understanding. This method honors collective intelligence by involving everyone in identifying who is best suited for a role, increasing both buy-in and clarity from the start. Open nominations encourage inclusiveness in sociocracy. The selection process begins with open nominations, allowing any member of the circle to put forward names, including their own. What follows are explanation rounds where each nomination is discussed openly, with reasons based on capabilities and fit. This level of transparency often reveals hidden talents and creates a shared understanding of what the role truly requires. Consent-based role assignment is core to sociocracy. After nominations are explored, a proposal is formed, usually by the facilitator, and brought to the group for consent. This does not mean unanimous enthusiasm, but the absence of reasoned objections. If objections arise, they are examined respectfully and addressed collaboratively. This ensures the selected person is genuinely supported and the role is shaped to fit real needs. Peer selection in sociocracy enhances ownership and engagement. Being chosen by peers fosters a powerful sense of ownership. Individuals who step into roles through this process do so with confidence, knowing their group stands behind them. Likewise, members feel invested in the outcome because they actively co-created it. This strengthens accountability, cohesion, and the sense of shared purpose within the group. Equitable leadership development is advanced by sociocracy. Selection by consent also democratizes leadership by dismantling biases and centralized control. Every voice counts, and leadership potential is recognized based on relevance and readiness rather than hierarchy. Over time, this builds a more equitable organizational culture, one where leadership is distributed, dynamic, and aligned with evolving needs. 9. Equivalence in sociocracy. Every voice matters. Sociocracy and the principle of equal voice in governance. In sociocracy, equivalence means that every member in a decision-making circle has an equal voice, regardless of their role, experience, or status. While functions may differ, no individual's opinion holds automatic priority. This intentional balance breaks away from traditional power hierarchies and shifts the focus toward collaborative, mission-aligned participation. Valuing perspective through sociocracy's inclusive process. Equivalence in sociocracy is not about uniformity of skills, it's about honoring every perspective with equal weight. This inclusive mindset creates psychological safety where members feel empowered to contribute without fear. The resulting discussions are more comprehensive, ensuring that decisions are not just efficient, but also resilient and grounded in collective insight. Structured participation upholds equivalence in sociocracy. Sociocracy creates space for all voices by using meeting structures that support balanced participation. Speaking rounds, consent decision-making, and clear facilitation ensure that no one dominates. These practices help quieter voices be heard and bring to light unique perspectives that may otherwise be overlooked in conventional systems. Redefining leadership through equivalence in sociocracy. In sociocracy, leadership is shared, not concentrated. Roles like facilitators and representatives are empowered by the group and remain accountable to it. This shared responsibility model fosters stronger alignment with the group's purpose and reduces dependency on individual authority figures, promoting healthier power dynamics. Building belonging and resilience with sociocracy's equivalence. Equivalence leads to more than better decisions. It transforms organizational culture. When people are truly heard, they invest more deeply in collective goals. Over time, this cultivates mutual trust, engagement, and a sense of belonging. Sociocracy, through its commitment to equal voice, lays the foundation for lasting resilience and cohesion. 10. Clarity of aims and domains in sociocracy. Sociocracy and the importance of defining aim and domain. In sociocracy, clarity serves as the bedrock of self-governance. Each circle is formed with a distinct aim, its purpose, and a clearly defined domain, its area of authority. These elements prevent confusion and ensure every group knows both why it exists and what it is empowered to decide. This simple yet powerful structure enables alignment and autonomy within complex systems. Defining aim in sociocracy. Purpose as a guiding compass. The aim of a circle in sociocracy acts as its directional compass. It helps members understand what they are working toward and shapes decision-making accordingly. When a circle's aim is clearly articulated, members can align their efforts, stay focused on the mission, and hold themselves and each other accountable to the group's shared intent. The role of domain in sociocracy, empowering localized decision-making. A domain specifies what a circle controls, its decision-making boundary. Whether related to resources, operations, or processes, a defined domain enables circles to act with confidence and autonomy. It reduces overlap, minimizes conflict between groups, and creates a structure where decentralized decisions can still serve the broader whole. Transparency in sociocracy. How clear aims and domains enable coordination. Clear aims and domains also foster transparency across an organization. They make it easier to see who is responsible for what, improving coordination between circles. When domains are visible and acknowledged, there's less duplication and more purposeful collaboration. This clarity reduces friction and strengthens interdependence across teams. Building autonomy with clarity in sociocracy. Ultimately, defining aims and domains empowers people to act. When individuals and teams know both what they are trying to achieve and what authority they hold, they can self-organize more effectively. This clarity builds the foundation of sociocracy's distributed governance, autonomy with alignment, purpose with precision. If you're feeling curious, inspired, or even just hopeful, take that as your signal to begin. Visit Sociocracy.Academy, the registered domain of Sociocracy.Academy, to sign up for your first free course, browse resources, or connect with others who are co-creating a future based on collaboration instead of control. We hope you found this episode insightful. Stay tuned for more in the Sociocracy in Action series, and don't forget to explore more at the official site, Sociocracy.Academy, the registered domain of our Sociocracy Academy.